Good evening, Wyoming Wastes. This is Tod Wyoming, still alive, still worthy, still legally not responsible for anything you hear tonight. Welcome back to News and Blues, where we take everything falling apart around us and pretend it's just another Tuesday. Let's start with the big story this week, because apparently we have one of those now every week. Reports coming out of the land of ruins say a group of roughly 200 very enthusiastic, very glowing folks from the children of Adam marching straight towards the outer city like they were late to a sermon. They were chanting organized, unified, real professional apocalypse energy. Word is they're looking for something called a false sun. Now, I don't know what that means, but I do know whenever 200 people agree on something in the Wasteland, everyone else should probably go the other direction. I'm witness accounts. Shout out to Havin if you're still alive. Say the ruins have gone real quiet since they started marching, and you know how I feel about quiet. I don't trust it. Speaking of not trusting things, miners down near the Thermopolis dig lines have gone missing. Mola miners are packing up and leaving, which, by the way, they never do, and mola rats are running like they just remembered they left the stove on in hell. And if you're underground right now, maybe reconsider that life choice. And now for weather, because nothing says good radio like describing how you're gonna freeze. Temperatures across the Wyoming Wastes have dropped below -20, heading towards why are we still here levels by the weekend. Winds picking up too, strong enough to knock over Bremen, rip apart sheet metal, and personally insult you on your way out the door. And we've got reports of acid snow, which if you're new to the wastes is exactly what it sounds like. Snow that hates you. So quick survival tips from your favorite radio host. If it's white and falling from the sky, don't eat it. If it's wind, don't fight it. If it's cold, you're already losing. And if your fire goes out, or you might not notice for long. Now, normally this is where I talk about trade routes, raider nonsense, or which town accidentally elected a Brahmin again, looking at you, Riverton. But this week's different. We got cults marching into ruins. We got things moving underground that shouldn't exist here. We got weather acting like it's got a plan. And I had a tiger in my studio last night who told me the quiet parts of the wasteland are thinking. I'm choosing to ignore that one. So I had a little run-in this week, figured I'd share. I was out past Jackstown, yeah, that Jackstown where the drinks glow and the jokes hit harder than the locals, and I saw something strange. There was a fire just sitting there in the middle of the road. No fuel, no wood, no reason. And it wasn't spreading, it wasn't dying, it was just waiting. So naturally, I did what any reasonable person would do. I talked to it. It didn't answer. But something nearby did. Anyway, weather's bad, roads are worse, and if you see a fire that doesn't make sense, maybe just keep walking. Alright, that's enough doom for one segment. Let's spin something smooth before the world ends again. This one goes out to everyone out there still holding it together. Barely, poorly, but together. Look, I don't know what's happening out there, but I do know this. You're still here. I'm still here. And as long as this station's standing, you won't be alone in it. Not tonight. This has been Tod Wyoming, reminding you, stay warm, stay loud, and if the world starts making less sense, talk louder than it does.